Hello, this video is just going to be a quick tutorial on how to do live stream concerts on YouTube Live. I'm sure that a lot of people now are thinking about, what can I do to share my music, bring a little joy, or, just kind of build your brand as kind of a musician, as you're not really able to go out right now and play gigs. So a lot of people are looking for replacements. So if this video helps, then great. If not, well, feel free to ignore everything I say. So I've run 2 YouTube live stream concerts, and they're a lot of fun. They're really, you feel the energy from the crowd even though there's nobody there, because you get the comments coming in, you get requests. It still kind of has that communal music making feel to it. The thing is, of course, you have to know your tools if you're going to do it properly. Poorly. The sound quality was washed out and kind of ugly. The second one went much, much better. So I'm going to share with you the mistakes that I made and then what we did to fix it. And then hopefully you can get straight to the sounds pretty good part instead of the awful part. So our first time through, we did not use correct, proper equipment. We were just running off this bad boy, this Blue Yeti. It's a popular microphone with podcasters and maybe solo musicians. But for a whole band, well, it sounds like this, which isn't ideal, especially if you have different instruments that are kind of in the same frequency. Like the bass and the drums kind of cancel each other out when they're going through this thing, and it just picks one. So that's really just not what you want. What you need to do is you need to either A, limit the amount of sound that you have going in. So maybe just only playing a couple of instruments instead of your full crew, or you up your equipment. So what we decided to do is we decided to improve our equipment. Because there's 3 of us, we were able to diffuse the cost between us, and so this is what we did. Okay, so that's on the hardware end. On the software end, then, what we did was this. So on the software end, then, what we use is this, OBS. Currently doing screen capture, so it might be giving you a headache. OBS is a tremendously powerful broadcast tool for, people who aren't exactly, NBC Nightly News. Anything short of that, it can do just about whatever you need it to do. And so, that's not very useful, but so what do? Well, you just have to set up your display capture device. You have to set up your audio input, and then you have to set up anything else that you're going to use. So currently I have display capture as the top, then we have the audio input capture, which would be the mixer, and then the Yeti is what we're using for sound currently. And I'll just say, keep an eye on this thing down here, because it has caused me a few problems in the past where I had more than one audio input turned on, so you got a nasty echo. So make sure that only the one that you're using is turned on. That's not currently connected, so that's why that's not making any sound. But if you were using that, you'd want that turned off. And the big thing with OBS is this right here, CPU. If you see that your CPU is using up, you see that OBS is using up 20, 30, 40% of your CPU, which it could well do, you might want to take a look at your settings to see if maybe you might be streaming at too high of quality for your computer. Because your computer power is a major factor in how your stream is going to look. And the more you strain that, the more it's going to cause problems. I have probably a middle of the road computer. It's only taking up 10%, 9% at 30 FPS at high definition, 1080p. So that's good enough. You're probably not going to be wanting to stream in 4K. It's not probably necessary for most of you. So just keep an eye on this thing. Try not to run it at too high CPU. Maybe drop your resolution if it's too high, or your frame rate. All, of course, within reason. So then how do you show yourself? Well, you can just hook up your webcam directly to OBS. I don't have a webcam, though. So what I did was I used this app down here. Can we see it? Called IVCam. So what IVCam does is it connects your phone to your computer, either via the Wi-Fi or USB. And it's really simple app to use. And boom, look at that. Here I am. Woo. Not a tremendous amount of lag. It doesn't look the best. And if you don't pay for the full version, you do get this, where are we? You do get this watermark if you don't pay for the full version. So that's $10 if you want to get rid of that. Okay. So setting up an actual live stream is relatively simple. You go into your YouTube studio and you just go over here. See that says upload video? That's not what we want right now. We want go live, this little red circle with the lines around it. And then you have here your stream settings. So if you can just use a previous stream like I did, or you can connect a new stream. Now if you do a new stream and you haven't done one before, then you have to get the stream key and copy and paste that into the relevant search area in OBS. It'll be in settings up here. And you put in your stream key. All right, and so then you create your stream title, live stream, whatever you want to call it. Appropriate settings. Do you want it public, unlisted, private? So you probably will want to do a few tests, and those you'll want to make private because you don't want people to see it. And then those will be recorded, and you can watch them back, which is really nice. So nice and handy thing there. Then you give it a description if you want. You give it some kind of, so that people can find it. Autos of, music, whatever it is that you're doing. Schedule for later. Scheduling for later is what you'll want to do if you're setting up a stream and sending links out on social media ahead of time, or to your friends or whoever, so that way they can be ready and available for as soon as your stream starts. And upload a custom thumbnail. Very good. No, it's not made for kids, unless it is, in which case, And you can restrict your video. Not relevant to us. So let's say don't restrict, yeah. Okay. So then, we have to connect streaming software. So we take this stream key, copy, go to OBS, and we go to settings, paste that in. Okay. Woo. Start streaming. And it should come up soon. Yep. Got a connection. There we go. So the issue is going to be then, what kind of latency do you want? So what we found was that the ultra low latency did make the music sound a little tinny. It made it sound a little unpleasant. Probably not what you were going to do. We did it at low latency. That gives you a lag of about 20 seconds, which you might find a little annoying. Maybe you'd like to know exactly what people are saying in the chat right away, but we found low latency to be a happy medium. Normal latency puts you at almost a minute, different from when you're recording to when people are actually seeing it, which isn't really live, but it does give you the best sound quality we found. Enable DVR. That's actually a really nice feature because it lets people go back and watch it, days, weeks, months later. It'll save it as long as they can find it. If they have the link or whatever, then they'll be able to watch your stuff again. And if you're happy with it, then that's what you want. And then finally, you just click here, go live. You got all your stuff set up, and then you're good. Okay, so that's the software side of things.